Hi people, welcome to Ethiop Trades. All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about a very fantastic tool called Infoware. We're going to be talking about what offers and what bids mean and how you can literally use this information to save you money in the market and even also understand the sentiments in the market. Okay, so before we do that, make sure you're following me on TradingView. Let's head to 1000 and then sure you're also following me on Twitter. Let's head to 1000. And if you click on here, it takes you to my other offerings. So yeah, follow me on TradingView. Join the free mailing list. It's completely free. You get to see my portfolio with its risk analysis, and over here the wait list. I've been getting a lot of entries for this paid Nigerian stock picks, and it's coming up at the tail end of November, sometime around the 21st or the 22nd. So we're working on this and it's coming out really soon, and then you can have a conversation with me about your smart portfolio. All right, so let's just head right into it. We're going to be talking about a tool called Infoware. I'll drop the link right at the description. And what is it actually? So you can see it literally it processes the Nigerian stock market information. So it's used for market data. For the longest time, it's been used for market data. So I'll drop this link over here, and then you can see there are different products. But the products we're going to be concerned about is the market data terminal, the IMDT. And that's what we have here. So I'm signed in into my account, and pretty much we're going to take the first one we're going to look at is Aradel. Okay, so if you went to trading view, this is the price of Aradel, 708.7. Right, that's the price of Aradel on trading view. But if you went to Infoware, I'll just give you a brief run through what this interface looks like. So over here where you have all boards, you can select ETFs, equities, premium shares over here. So I just left that all boards because it covers all the equities in the Nigerian stock market, and make sure that it's on market view, right? So over here it tells you what the last price was. Now the price we have here will be based on the last market. So that'll be the 14th. You can see market view as of the 14th of November, right? So for Aradel, if we're looking at Aradel, the last price was 708.7. Its opening price was 706, right? And so this is the change in price, and then you can see the daily value of what was traded in Aradel. But that's not the part where we're interested in. We're interested in the bids over here and the offers. Now I'll try and explain to you what offering and bids stand for and how they can benefit you so that you don't lose money, and so you can understand the sentiments in the market about the shares that you are holding. Okay, so this is Aradel. Currently, it has offers over 308,000. What does the offer means? What does offer mean rather? So offers mean that there are people in the market that have Aradel, right? They have the shares, they're willing to sell it. That's the people on this side of the divide, right? And then so they have it, they are offering, these are the prices they are offering at over here. These are the volumes they are willing to sell dependent on the price. And then the bids are the people that don't have any Aradel but are willing to buy it at a particular price that they want. Okay, I hope that's understandable. Okay, so TradingView showed you the price at 708.7, right? If you went back to our software, yes, last price was 708.7. But as of Friday, there was somebody willing to sell at 705. So if you had utilized this tool, this Infoware Limited, you would have known that there was somebody willing to sell Aradel at 705 and wanted to sell over 48,000. So what if you wanted to buy 28,000? Instead of buying at the last price of 708, you would have bought at 705 and you would have saved yourself 3 naira. And you can say, oh, that's not much. But if you were buying 30,000 worth from here, That's 90,000 naira saved. So you have saved money from understanding that there's a seller that wants to sell at a lower price. And so you just, on your broker account, you set a limit price. You set this as the limit price. You set the amount, and then you place your order. Can you see how that has saved you money? Right? That has saved you money. Okay, so but what's the sentiment? So these are the people that have Aradel willing to sell, and these are the people that don't have Aradel willing to buy, right? So there are more people willing to sell as opposed to willing to buy. And so that usually just means that you have 70% of the people hoping to discard of their Aradel, right? So that's the sentiment behind that. Okay, so let's look at another one. I'm going to pick multiverse. Okay, so this multiverse, this is the price currently at 10 naira 0.05 per share, right? On our tool, we're just going to come over here and type multiverse. Okay, so it comes up, we click on it. So don't forget, it's showing you the value of last Friday. Today is Sunday, so it's showing you the value of last Friday. So what do we have here? Look at it. Full bid. Full bid. What does that mean? And 0 offers. So it means that the people that have multiverse are not even willing to sell it, right? And then there are a lot more people willing to buy. So these are the prices people are willing to buy at. 10 naira 55 kobo, 9 naira 75 kobo, 9 naira 60 kobo. Can you see? So sometimes you now wonder why sometimes in the market you would have placed an order. So for instance, the multiverse, you would have placed a market order. You placed an order that you wanted it to be executed right now. Yet there's nobody in the market selling multiverse. So you see that order would never go. It will never be executed because there's no seller. There's nobody currently selling multiverse. And so even if you wanted to buy at whatever price you want to buy at, there is nobody selling multiverse. So the sentiment here means that a lot of people have faith in multiverse because there are more people willing to buy than anybody even willing to sell. Okay, all right, so we'll look at corn oil. So what's the current price? 190.7. Let's see what this tool is showing us. So corn oil. Okay, so we click on corn oil. So don't forget, once again, this is Friday's information. Today's Sunday, so it is information from Friday. Okay, so we have full offer. So it means that all the people that have corn oil are only willing to sell. There is nobody, there is 0 bid, and there is full offer. So all the people that have corn oil want to sell it, and actually there's nobody willing to buy it. Wow. So what does that mean in sentiment? It means that there is no faith in corn oil because all the people that have corn oil want to sell it. Okay, so we'll just treat one more and then we'll leave it be. Okay, so we'll look at livestock. So currently on TradingView, the price of livestock is 7 naira per share. So we'll just use our tool, look for livestock, click on it, and what do we have? So we have 130,000 bids and 332,000 offerings. So what can we see here? TradingView told us the price is at 7 naira per share, but the people willing to sell are only willing to sell at 7.4, willing to sell at 7.6, willing to sell at 7.8. And then the people that want to buy at 6.6, want to buy at 6.5, want to buy at 6.4, right? So it's, even though we have about 30% people willing to buy, and then you have 70% of people willing to sell. So yeah, it invariably means that there's some faith, but not so much faith in livestock. But when you now look at the offers, It means that if you wanted to execute a buy for livestock when during market hours, it meant that you would come and place a limit. If you wanted to execute it right there and then, it's either you place a market order, so that market order would come and take this out. You would buy at 7.4. That's why sometimes when you are buying our market orders, you would see it on trading view at 7 naira, but you actually would execute the price at market order because it would just come and take the most recent seller and sell to you. But you can control that with limit price and decide that, okay, I'm willing, just like these ones are willing to buy, I'm willing to buy at a certain price. But it means also that it might not execute, right? But if you have willing sellers and you can tell what prices they are willing to sell at, then you could just place limit prices. Like now you can place your limit price at 7.4 and say you want to buy 30,000, and it would just go quickly. All right, so I'm not going to keep this video too long. I'm just going to leave it there. This would help you save money. This would help you understand sentiment, and that's why you see some pro investors or pro traders in the Nigerian stock market saying things like full bid or say something like full offer. This tool would help you understand that. Well, I'll leave the link at the description. I hope you found this useful. Let me know. Drop me a like. Share it also if you found it useful. I'll see you in my very next video.